Episode 14 of the Battlefield 3 Top 10 Plays contains quite a lot of vehicle action from the helis, tanks and jets, and quite a lot of sniping action from the best of both worlds. But number 10 crashes in the tank on the Gulf of Oman, takes an ambitious long shot at the carrier ship, and he hits, destroys, and kills an unmarked jet pilot that was just taking off with an outrageous cannon shot. Number 9, the most fortunate timing on a snipe I've ever seen, as Riso hits a triple headshot in a split second of one guy flashing across his sights, literally a fraction of a second. Number 8, these are going by so damn fast!
Yeah, motherfucker!
Irish Pancake is a mischievous jet pilot with a 5-man roadkill, airkill, whatever you want to describe it as. He flattened over a squad's worth like a pancake indeed on the carrier ship. Number 7, absolutely racing through his first few clips. White Moose is sniping on... this is Wake Island. He's doing some long range shooting with the M40A5, nailing a bunch of people on the boat with his accuracy pinpoint and his bullet drop judgment spot on, putting up a solid defense on rush, counting down the very last few tickets with a series of successive headshots from a huge distance. Number 6, the Cool Warfare is goofing around on some No Shot Canals TDM with an L96. He has a holographic sight on it, but no matter what sight he has on it, doesn't matter because he's going to be hip firing everyone, seeing how many he can connect in a row before he either misses or he gets shot himself. And he connected 8 successive hip fires without one bullet going astray before he finally turned headfirst into a squad and got shot. That was a funny clip. And now this one confuses me. Number 5, Alec Obama is piloting an F-35 jet. Now I'm not a good jet pilot, and for the little time I do have in jets, it's been on Caspian Border mostly. And if I remember correctly, the jets available on Caspian Border are the Flanker and the Frogfoot, but not this one, the F-35 that we're seeing here on Wake Island. And I'm pretty sure that the difference between the jets is more than just a name change and an appearance changed. I imagine that some are faster, some are slower, some are more durable, some are more fragile, and I imagine they all handle differently in flight as well, because this flying right here, I've never ever seen a jet do this in Battlefield 3, just hovering here like... it reminds me of like flying a Little Bird or a Z-11W, the little scout helicopters, where he passed over, dropped down and roadkilled, came back up, came to a complete stop in the air, then did a full 180 and just hovered there, picking out targets with the guns. I have never seen a jet fly like this in Battlefield 3. Look at this, it's like just slowly patrolling overhead like a chopper. And he takes a nosedive here, kills the guy with the roadkill, and then hops back in, drifts backwards into the water, and still levitates out of it. Am I the only one who's never seen this before, or am I just retarded? In fact, don't answer that because I probably am. But, my goodness me, I can only assume right now that this is just exclusive to a jet like the F-35 or the alternate on Wake Island, but goodness me, I probably need to start paying a bit more attention to jets in videos. Perhaps you could inform me of how stupid I am in the comments. It'd be a pleasure to get some info from you. Number 4, Hagen is in a tank defending Strygert Karkand on rush. I'd like to say he's defending the first base. It actually looks like he's been pushed back to the second base, but he's advanced his tank up far enough to try and suppress them back in their spawn and make it difficult for them to get out without going through his tank first, which is very risky for his T-90, but it certainly pays off in this situation as he pushes around, kills the enemy's LAV, and runs into a group of about 5 enemies at least. And when he initially turned that corner, the first cannon shell he put forward killed 5 people with just the one blast for a huge multi-kill, before he started to move on to more between his main cannon and the canister shell. One guy starting to get a little too close for comfort, he roadkills him, bails out the tank, finds himself behind 2 enemies, gets one with the M4A1, moves on and gets a second with the M4, but with a blown out tank and an empty rifle, he knows it's time to run away, but he definitely took a huge bite out of their tickets with that forward push. Number 3, Rog and Gin Tonics has shown that he likes a bit of everything on Battlefield 3. He made our previous plays tearing shit up with the Scar Rage defending Karg Island on rush. This time he's decided to kick back with an L96 in Metro, and the enemies we're looking at right now are called repeat offenders, spamming that defibrillator like there's no tomorrow, and as one gets killed another one's back on his feet, rinse and repeat many times. It takes a collateral to wipe out the 2 assault guys, and then he finally cleans up the 3rd guy, the Recon. If I counted correctly, he had 9 kills between the same 3 guys, which is it's ridiculous. He's moved up into the trains now, he's currently on 13 kills. He'll turn back around and check the floor and find a dude hiding, making it number 14, checking the middle corridor now for number 15. Gin Tonic's really chomping down on those tickets, and just as well considering it looks like it's on 200% to start, which definitely sounds like a disadvantage for the defenders on Metro, but I imagine it still wouldn't be pretty trying to attack Metro on hardcore. But alas, nobody survives the Metro. Gin Tonic's finally goes down after a crazy 17 kill streak with his L96. Number 2, Anarchy Nero is piloting a Z11W. The defenders of Damavan Peak on Rush, of course, will always get this beastie scout helicopter to help them clear the hill, and he's going to demonstrate the importance of taking out the Z11W as soon as you can, because while he stays up in the sky, he's going to cause a lot of damage. And if you've been watching these plays long enough, you'll know that I'm a sucker for good pilots, and I love watching people who can fly a helicopter with such finesse, and not just the movement, but the aiming of the guns is pinpoint. Mastered the trick behind the double crosshairs, and he's nailing targets and dropping them in a split second of spotting them. And under the pressure of being locked onto a Stinger, he tries to lower down, crashes into a tree but recovers, comes back up and gets one, strafes around the tower to get a line of sight, spots 2 in the distance, and picks them both off for a double kill. There's one enemy spotted in the middle of the tower. He rises up, finds him and insta-zaps him in a matter of milliseconds, and now he's just going to shuffle between targets, picking off 1, 2, gets shot down by a Stinger, picks off the third just before he crashes, and dies. And under all that pressure, it's amazing he lasted so long and killed so many in the process. And at number 1, I'll come back to this in a moment. Make a note of the situation right now. Our man is disarming the last bomb of the last base on Grand Bazaar Rush. The attackers had 56 tickets at the start of this clip. Now his anti-tank mine just went off and got a triple kill and destroyed the enemy tank. And the Abrams tank is a match winner for the attackers on Grand Bazaar. So it's very important that he got that out the way. Who is he? Who are we talking about? It's Anarchy Nero again. The man who was just piloting the Z11W in our number 2 clip is also in our number 1 clip, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time that it's happened in the Hazard plays where the same player makes more than one appearance in the same top 10 episode. And you couldn't have done it in finer fashion getting the number 1 and the number 2 clips now, could you? And I think it's deserved. I personally don't pick the plays, but I definitely think he's worthy of 1 and 2. Like the number 2, as I said, I'm a sucker for good piloting, and that was a hell of a helicopter clip. But this one in particular, it's such a good comeback, especially considering that clutch defuse where the attackers had nearly 60 tickets left at the start. Whenever I'm defending Grand Bazaar on Rush and my team get pushed back to the 4th base, everyone just falls apart, especially if the tank is putting on the pressure and it's not getting destroyed. But this play is just a huge individual effort to make shit happen and defend the last base successfully, which I rarely see happen. And using just about every method to kill the enemies that his kit permits him, with good shooting from the M16A3, productive use of an M320 to kill enemies who are behind impenetrable cover, or to bring down debris on targets from a distance. And he did 2 laps around the map, flanking behind the enemies, and on the 2nd lap, picked up their Abrams tank to use it against them, which I would certainly say is fair game considering he did destroy their first one, so he caught it on a perfect respawn time on the 2nd lap around the map. Brings down debris from sky high on top of another bad guy, pushes back down the road. He's now holding them back at the 2nd base in the market, and look at the ticket count now. When he started the initial defuse, the enemies had 56 tickets. Now they've got 1. Just 1 bad guy left, and there he is waiting for you through the smoke. Just reload your shells, fire, and game over. That was episode 14 of the Battlefield 3 Top 10 Plays by Hazard Cinema. I hope you enjoyed, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.